In this episode, we talk about the consequence of being unprepared.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
We're good. Okay. I'm nervous. I've never done this before. I'm nervous. My first live broadcast. Oh my God. It's hard to breathe. Yeah? How do people do this? What am I gonna do? What if I mess up? What if I forget what I'm gonna say? Oh my God, what am I talking about? Where am I? Ha ha ha! Welcome everyone to episode 194 of the Daily Mother Swole. The Daily Mother Swole, 194. What are the signs of overtraining I should be aware of? Whoa, off topic, but a good question. You might want to stick around to the end then. First live broadcast today, yeah, right. Episode 194 of the Daily Swole. Thank you for joining me live. Periscope, Facebook Live. Thanks for watching on, the freaking YouTube? Yeah, what's up, YouTube? And thank you for listening to the SoundCloud and iTunes broadcast. Remember, you can catch the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes if you can't catch it live. And I usually stay for a few minutes, answer some questions off topic, on topic, and I'll answer some questions off topic afterwards if you have any specific questions. Thank you for joining me on Facebook Live. Especially welcome, and reminder to those Facebook Live tuners, listeners, inners, make sure you click live notifications in the top corner. That way you get notified when my biceps come online. Today's episode, the consequence of being unprepared. This had to be talked about today because it actually happened to me. I know I'm the king of doing everything. I'm the king of preparedness in general. When it comes into fitness, I was not prepared yesterday. And I think the preparation or the lack thereof came a little bit before yesterday. It wasn't even something that I could have changed completely yesterday. Probably started the day before yesterday. And it had to do with hydration. I'll talk a little bit more about the importance of water. But I'll talk about the importance of making that dedication, whatever it is, every day. And it's not just, today I realize I have to change. I have to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, it's creating a habit and doing it on the regular basis. That way you are always prepared because you don't know when that's necessarily going to come into effect. So doing the daily is going to affect that day, but also the following days after. Medical marijuana for gains in Florida now. Wow. Florida's good for something. Let's put it that way. Well, that's the only thing that Florida has been good for in the past 12 years in terms of elections. And everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. Let's talk about insurance. Talk about car insurance, health insurance. You have insurance even when you don't need it. You have it in case you do need it. The same goes for your habits. The same goes for your hydration. The same goes for your workouts, your daily workouts, your cardio if you do that, your scheduling for the gym, your meal prep. It goes for all of those things that you prepare for, that you put effort into on the day in and day out, Monday, Tuesday through Sunday. You do these things every day because you don't know when you're going to need it. And I mean that in the same sense that you're going to need it, you have to do it, but you do it every day even when you don't see results that day. It's similar to insurance, right? You pay insurance, you pay car insurance on the off chance that maybe get into an accident. You could pay insurance your entire life and never get into an accident. But if you did, you would have it and you would be protected and it would be paid for and this, that, and the other. So you have these things that you do in order to get a result that you don't see. It's not immediate gratification. And neither is insurance, neither is health insurance, neither is car insurance, but it's gratification when you do need it. So that's not instant gratification either. So there's a correlation there. You may not see the benefit right away. You don't see necessarily the benefit of drinking water every day. You might have a little bit more energy. You might have a little bit more, I would say, maybe you don't have that crash if you're hydrated. In my experience, For me, if I drink more water, I have more energy because water is great for the organs, it's great for all your body processes, and you need water to survive. You have no idea how tired and how sluggish you can be by not drinking enough water. So yesterday I was all amped up. It was leg day. I felt great. Mentally, I felt great. Nothing was aching. I was ready to crush. So I get to the gym and I do what I've normally been doing lately. And of course, if you're not paying attention, you're not doing things by the book and you're not quantifying what you're doing, how much water you're drinking, where your calories are coming from, you kind of get into this routine. You stop counting, you stop paying as much attention as I have been. And here's the consequence. I'm telling you, I don't do everything right all the time. I warmed up. I did all my warm-up sets. I felt great. Then I started to do the workout where I started to up the intensity. And I did high reps. I had 135 in the bar, front squats. I was doing sets of 20 to 30 reps. And I was doing 25, 30. We're talking to failure where I was relatively short rest, for the level of failure I was going to. So by the time I got to the last set, I was doing 30 reps. I got to 15 reps or 18, I was wiped. And I kept on going. I finished. So my nervous system, I was neurally absolutely effing blasted. I was flattened. I was absolutely flattened. All of a sudden, after I did 3 or 4 sets of those high reps, I was going to move on to some hamstring leg press, some high press movements. Really great exercise for ham. I felt great. I knew I was going to be sore the next day, and I knew I was going to be blasted, but I really wanted to crush. I really wanted to absolutely destroy myself yesterday. I just felt great. I cramped up. I locked up. My inner thigh locked up in my left leg. I was cramping in my right glute. All of a sudden, even my peroneals, my fibularis muscles, same thing, it's on the side of the calf, started cramping up. I started getting a cramp in the top of my outer calf on the left leg. I started to cramp on the top of my ankles, the tibialis anterior, or maybe the extensor digitorum, whatever muscles it actually was on the top of my foot and my ankle, like up by my shin. I was starting to cramp in areas that I never had cramp before, and it just comes down to dehydration. And I drank water, or I thought I did. Obviously, I didn't drink enough. So I was trying to foam roll. It was locking up. It was extremely painful. And I'm thinking, oh shit, this is going to kill me tomorrow. When you have a cramp and it's been tightened up and locked up for a while, the next day you usually feel sore like you had a workout. It's nasty. It's so preventable. I started drinking a ton of water. I chugged the entire bottle that I had. I filled it up again once I could actually stand, and it was cramping up, it was twitching. Eventually, it relaxed and subsided, and didn't come back the rest of the night because I kept on chugging water. The problem, I wasn't hydrated enough. Now, I've always said you need to be drinking at least half a liter to a liter or more of water 2 to 3 hours before you work out. Once you get to the gym, it's too late. The water doesn't have enough time to get into the system. You're turning on the sympathetic nervous system. Your body's not processing nutrients the same way. It won't absorb the same way once you get to the gym. You can still sip and drink water, but that water will be hydrating you later. The water you want in your system is the water you drank hours before your workout. My problem was I didn't drink enough water before. I thought I did. I thought it would have been sufficient. I didn't notice anything like, dramatically less. But I don't think I was that hydrated the day before either. Now, your body, you're about 80, 70% of water. So a great portion of your body, you have to build up that water. You have to build up that reserve. And it's an accumulation. It's not only what you just drank 2 hours before. It's what you drank earlier that morning. If you're working out in the afternoon like I did. It's what you drank the night before. It's what you drank in the afternoon before. So if you're working out early in the morning, you got to drink a lot the night before. You might have to wake up and pee, but you got to drink consistently throughout the whole day on Tuesday, throughout the evening, if you're going to wake up early Wednesday morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning and work out. You have to hydrate, and you have to hydrate more than you think you do. If you're not sure if you drank enough water, then you got to drink more. This was a consequence of me being unprepared. Right now, I'm really sore. Because those of you that have been following my podcast and following my broadcast and following me lately, I took about 3 weeks off, and I've been taking the last 3 or 4 weeks to ease back in, do total body workouts, and yesterday was my second full body, hardcore focused leg workout, and yesterday was going to be the hardest one yet. And even though I only did 3 or 4 sets, working sets, I really pushed myself hard, and my quads and my glutes, I'm sore. Like, I'm really solidly sore. It was probably for the best that I didn't overdo it. So I'm actually not upset about it. But I'm upset that I didn't prepare properly. I'm upset that I had an effect that could have been prevented. Granted, if I didn't cramp, I would have done a lot more. And today I'd probably be walking real stupid. I would have been messed up. However, the lack of preparedness really sets me back because it should have been prevented. And I encourage all of you to look at what you do and look at where your weak points and those, those breaks in the chain, because those places are things that can be prevented. And there's really no excuse for that. There's no excuse for those mental lapses. There's no excuses for, injuries are going to happen. Things are going to happen. You're going to stub your toe. You're going to, forget things once in a while, but you really have to lock down on those mental mistakes that can be prevented. If you can prevent those issues, if you can prevent those things from occurring, you're going to greatly streamline your progress. Because if this happened to me all the time, those are a lot of setbacks. That's going to set me back for every freaking workout, and that's not acceptable. That's not something that I can allow myself if I'm going to see consistent progress. Now, this has happened to me before when I was traveling. When you go on a plane, you have to go buy water, and it's not as easy to get up and go to the bathroom if you're like, I have a window seat, and it's a little inconvenient, and you take a nap. You tend to get dehydrated when you travel, and the air they're pumping in really dries out the nasal passages because it's all, recycled air. That has happened to me before when I don't drink enough water, and I get to the hotel room and I cramp up nasty. So I know, personally, I knew where that came from. I knew that was cramping. I knew that was from dehydration. It wasn't from like lack of, electrolytes or anything of that sort. I knew it was directly related to water consumption, which pissed me off because that's something that's easily preventable. That's something that I should have done. That's something that I should have had taken care of. And that's, something that I had to deal with. And luckily, nothing bad happened. I didn't hurt anything, but it definitely affected my workout. And if I had been 100% and I was on a real roll, that would have really pissed me off. I'm not that upset because I'm really sore because I'm just easing back into my resistance training. So I'm fine with it. But it's something that you need to think about. Prepare, and never fail to prepare. You've heard that phrase, if you prepare or if you fail to prepare, you're prepared to fail. It's all about what you set yourself up for. Are you setting yourself up for success? Are you changing the pattern? Are you breaking the habits that are bad and creating good ones? Are you creating a new path that's less rocky? Are you trying to create the path of least resistance? Setting yourself up with a schedule that you can easily obtain, that you can easily get accomplished? Are you trying to do things that are unrealistic and failing all the time and then not seeing results? So make sure that basically you're doing the basics. You're drinking plenty of water throughout the day and plenty 2 hours or 3 hours before your workout and up through and during. That you're getting enough sleep, that you're preparing your meals, you're leaving yourself enough time. You're not trying to schedule too many workouts and missing them. You're not scheduling workouts when you have a lot of scheduling conflicts and you tend to sacrifice your workouts for having to do family tasks or that your work runs over. You might have to get up early and work out before work. That way you never run late after work, because some people, I recommend work out before work, because after maybe you have to stay late and you have to take a couple clients and then you miss your workout. So you prioritize your workout by doing it earlier. That way, and it's a great way to do your training, to work out before you have your day, because that way the day has no chance of fucking up your workout schedule. If you get it done first, the rest of the day can go as planned or go off the rails, but you still got your workout done. So it's priorities. But make sure you plan, make sure that you prepare, and you give yourself the opportunity to be successful with that preparation, be consistent with it. That way you don't suffer the same consequence that I did. And this is just one specific instance, but it sucked. It sucked. It wasn't fatal. I lived. I'm fine. I'm sore. I had a good workout, but it could have been worse. And it could be worse, or could have been worse if it were something else, if it were something more important. What if I tore a muscle? What if I injured something because I was dehydrated? That's a major issue, to be dehydrated. That's nothing light. That's nothing to sneer about. Most people are chronically dehydrated, and I fucked up, and I can admit that. So learn from my mistakes. Make sure you pay attention to your body. Prepare. Be consistent, even when you don't see those localized, direct results, because trust me, it's still doing work and it's still benefiting you. Thank you for joining me for episode 194 of the Daily Swole. Make sure you tune in every day at 12 noon Eastern time for the show. Remember, There's a podcast, SoundCloud, and iTunes. You can look up Daily Swole, catch it on SoundCloud. Even if you watched it here live, I'd appreciate a review on iTunes and also a like on SoundCloud when I post the podcast. Make sure you follow me, live notifications on Facebook Live and Periscope. If you haven't checked out Just Be You, my spotlight video pinned to the top of my Facebook page, please do so. And also all the episodes and other videos, vlogs, exercise videos, and more coming this week. A lot more stuff coming this week on my YouTube channel at Swolenormous. So thank you. I'll say for a few minutes if you have any immediate questions regarding this episode and other things. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time for episode 195 of the Daily Mother Swole. Flex out, enjoy Juice Hump Day, and I shall see you on the manana. Peace.